doing? This is DJ Freddy from the group DJs, Producers, and Remixers. Please join us. The address is right there in the screen. Is facebook.com/groups/ DJs, Producers, Remixers. Please join us. We would love to have you. So I'm doing this video. I had a few requests on how to do one of my newest intros that I created. I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with it. It's a secret weapon, must be the music. So I'm going to show you I'm going to let you hear, listen to the original track, and then my intro. First I want to play my intro. Alright, that was my intro, and as you know, it's completely different from the original track. Here's the original track. I'm going to play it for you now. Alright, that was the original track. As you can see, it's completely different. I've I changed a few things. So I'm going to break it down for you. First of all, when I'm thinking of a song that I want to create an intro to, it's very important to listen to that track over and over again and listen for loops, listen for samples you can use, listen, for your kicks, for your hi-hats, it's very important. So that means you might have to listen to the track 2 or 3 times before so you could get a good idea and get as creative as you can. So as you know, this little rap that I add to the beginning of the track, it's actually at the end of the track, but I wanted to use it. I thought it was nice little rap, that's not too hip hopish, but we could use it in this track, and I think it will work. Instead of leaving it at the end, where most of the times we almost never play that. I wanted to use it at the beginning of the track to make sure that everybody gets to play that little section, which is pretty neat. So I'm going to break down what I did in the track. Here's the loop that I use, just the loop being played only. Okay, and it actually goes again to another little section. As you can tell, that's from the original track. That's from a section of the track that's in the middle. And what I did is I thought it would be neat to use that part of the break and place it in the front, and it actually sounded pretty good. Um, I wanna so you could see the wrap that I used with a ping pong effect. Okay, and then I went into the original rap, which you guys heard. I also added some symbols. Right here are the symbols. This is a symbol that I like to use in a lot of my tracks. I also added a reverse snare right here. You could hear the reverse snare. This is the reverse snare that oh, I'm sorry, there you go, right there. And what we wanna do for all you rockin' fans. Let's go to work, let's go berserk to hear new one every. And then I went into the original track, which you're gonna listen to the original track here. That's the original track already. Alright, and now I'll be playing the outro. I kind of like I left this song alone with the I didn't create an outro. I left the break because the break is pretty good. And here comes the break. This is actually from the real song. I didn't touch this. As you can see, there are no cuts here. It's the original song. That's the break. The original break from the song. There you can see there's no edits, no cuts. So I just left it like that. And I ended it with a crash. I ended it with a crash symbol. Actually, that crash symbol came out. Okay, and just to give it an ending. But it's simple as that. Now I'm going to explain how I created that. So the first thing when that I do when I'm gonna create one of these intros is you always have to warp a track. I'm not gonna go into warping because there's tons of videos on YouTube that will show you how to warp a track. But you can see I warped the whole entire section that I'm gonna use. You can see all my warp markers go all the way to here. Okay, from here on down there's no warp markers because I'm not using this part of the track, so I didn't really care. And this song is pretty long. It has like I will have to go all the way over here, and now you're talking about 217 warp markers. I didn't want to do all that, so I just warped the sections that I'm going to use. As you can see, all the hits are lined up. All the hits are lined up perfectly. Okay, so wherever I cut this song, it's gonna always be on beat because I have the hits right on point. So that's very important when you're creating one of these intros. Go ahead and warp as much as you can, the whole track if possible, or whatever section of the track you're gonna use. You make sure that it's always warped. Excuse me, because every time you make a cut, you copy and paste to a new section, to a new audio track, it's going to be always on beat. It's not going to be off. So when you cut one part of the song and then you cut another part of the song, it's going to match. It's not going to be off. It's very important. Warping is the most important part of creating any intro. So it will make sure that that your tracks are on point and sounding good. As you can see, this track is 119. Okay. But I created it at 120 just to give it an even number. It doesn't have to be exact. No one would ever notice. And this is gonna be 120 throughout the whole track. Okay, and it's not gonna vary in speed. It's 120 precisely on the track. That's why warping it's a beautiful art. It will make the DJ's life a lot better. So so here's my process. After I create the whole track, When I'm done, which actually, you know, I'm here. I created all my hits where they go. Okay. After I do that, I highlight the whole track. I export it. Export audio and video. Let me bring the camera up here. Export audio and video. Right there. You click on it. That window will pop up. And after the window pops up, you just click OK. And you name it, whatever you do. So this one I'm going to put test. Save it to the folder. Let's look for the folder. Secret weapon. And I'm just going to put test. Then I'm going to erase it. And it's going to go through its thing. It's going to create the audio track on that specific folder that you told it to. And once it saves, which should be shortly, it's going to go through another process now. And right after that, then we're going to take it to our next step, which will be you want to make sure all your levels are on beat. Before I do that, I wanna show you my master track, so you could see the plugins that I use on the master track. It's very important. Also, you know, when I create these intros, I always listen to them over and over again. Make sure my levels match, that they sound right. So once I create this, once I'm ready for my intro, I go to my master track by clicking on the master track here. I'm sorry. This. I make sure my master track here, and these are the plugins I use. I like to use Spectrum, okay, EQ8, my EQs. As you can see, I'm not using EQ too much because this song sounds pretty good the way it is. Okay, dynamics, and you can use a little compression. In this case, I didn't use any compression, so I left it as it is. You know, I didn't think I needed any. Okay. So once that part is over, then when I'm done with that, I want to open up my. In this case, I'm using Adobe Audition, but you can use you know, whichever you feel comfortable with. And I'll bring the track in there. Let it go through his thing. Once it does that, here's the track. You can see the waveforms. This section here is a little bit higher than this section. So what I would do is I'll highlight the whole track. I will go to amplitude and compression, and I will go multi-band compressor. And now in this section, what I'm going to do is I want to put all my levels to match throughout the whole song. There's going to be a video of this. I'm going to post below where you could go to read about multi-compressor, so they'll explain it better. So I'm not going to go into that right now. But once you learn that, I'm actually going to compress this song. I'm going to compress it to 2, and my low mark will be 7. So I'm going to put 7, minus 7, minus 7.0. And I'm going to put here minus 2.0, and then I'm going to press OK, and now it's going to, you know, level out my track. It's going to go through it. Yeah, they go through the process. Alright, so it fixed all my levels, but as you can see, I still have a little bit more headroom to go up. So I'm going to raise it a little bit more without peaking, without going to my making sure it stays always. You can see it better here. You always stay below, so you're not peaking. And once it's perfect, then I save it. This is actually a wave file. Ableton, every time you do extraction, it always extracts it in wave. So now I don't want it in WAV. I want to compress it to MP3, so I'll save it as, and change it here, MP3 320, and I'll save it with the same name. And now I created an MP3 of the track that I want, and my volumes will be they will be the same throughout the whole track. Okay, so that's process 2. Now process 3 is tagging the song. So I'll bring it in. I use a program called Easy CD Converter. I've been using this program forever. Easy CD Converter. You could Google it. I'm pretty sure you'll find it. And I bring my track in there. Where is it? Here it is. I'll bring my track in there. I'll name it. Usually when I do this, I'll go into Discogs. I'll just put the name of the song into Discogs, and I'll see, you know, all the information of the song. That'll help me. Where is it? Where is Discogs link? There it is. I'll put it in here. Secret weapon must be the music. And there you go, with all the clip art and everything. I don't want that one. I want to see the artist. I want to see more information. There you go. Here we have all the information we need. We have the name of the song. We have the year, the style, genre. We have the label. And all this information I use when I tag my song. I wish all the remixes did this. I would have been so happy. But tag my song. Let me tag it here. Copy this name. So I'll do Control V here. I'll do Control V again. Control V one more time. Let me remove the name of the song here. You just leave the artist. Just leave the artist. Remove the artist here. Album, I usually just put my 12-inch intro version. 12-inch intro. Year, I'll put the year of the song, 1981. Genre, I'll copy the genre from Discogs. So it's funk and soul. I'll copy that, put it in here. And then I always like to add all these little things. Copyright. Let's see, who's the copyright here? Executive producer. No. I'll do. Well, you guys get the idea. Let me just do that. And here's where I do all my tagging. This is all the stuff I put on here. I'll even put a cover art. You know, when people buy my intros, you get all that. You know, it looks pretty, it looks, you know, professional, and you know, they really appreciate it. Let me see where my clip art is. There it is. That's my clip art. So I try to, you know, I try to provide as much information as I can. Of course, you want to put on my website, danceallnightdjs.com. Alright, and that should do it. And once I got it ready, I saved the tag. Alright, so the tag is set. Now after that, after the tag is set, I'll bring that song into Serato, which is actually something new that before Serato, I bring in, I want to know the key of the song. So I'll run it through this program that's free also. You can find it on the internet, Key Finder. Just do a Google search for it, you'll find it. Key Finder. I'll find the key of the song. So I'll bring the song in here and run the song so you can find the key of the song. Once it's done, minimize that. Then my final step is bring it into Serato. So it could be Serato ready for all the DJs out there. And bring it in here. And then I'll set all my cue points. Set all the key points wherever I want. So then that way, when someone buys my song, it's already with the key points and everything. All right. So once I bring it into Serato, I'm gonna select all my cue points. I like my first cue point. I will put start. I will go to the 16th count. I will put another key point on the 16th count. Let's make pretend it's there. I will put 16 B. I will put another one on 32, wherever 32 is. Right about here. I'll put another one, 32B. And then I'll put a final one where the vocal comes in. Make pretend the vocal is there. I will put another vocal in. And then I will go to the end of the track, and I will put another one on the end of the track, say outro, and then my final one will be at the very end of the track. I will put my final one, and I will name it end. And there, name this one outro. So I name all my cue points. As you can see, all my cue points there are named. They're named properly. Start, 16B, 32B, vocal in, and out, and end. That's something new that I'm starting to do now, and my DJs really appreciate it. And that'll be it. Oh, actually, I analyze the song also. I could analyze it and, making sure it's not corrupted before I put it for sale. And that should be it. It's ready. That's my final step. And now it's fine. And now it's ready to be uploaded to Legitmix. That's the website I'm using. So hit me up on Legitmix. Let's see if I could bring it up here real quick before I run out of time. There are. Here's a catalog of my songs. These are all my intros. Oops. Those are all my intros right there. So look me up on the website. The website. You can write that down so you can take a look at all my videos. All my intros, I'm sorry. And that'll be it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Keep creating edits.